in Jesus Christ, and I struggle with codependency.
Welcome.
Thank you. And I introduced myself specifically saying I struggle with codependency because I am not completely victorious, and I'm not sure I ever will be.
Yeah.
I am way better than I was when I came,
Amen.
but it shows up. It's one of those things that shows up. So I continue to struggle and work in that area of codependency. So like Daniel said, I am the ministry leader over at Crossroads Church, and now I'm the representative for Celebrate Recovery here in Alberta, mostly looking after Central and Northern Alberta. There was a fellow by the name of Gerald Martin. Some of you may have met Gerald before, and he had the whole province, and you can only imagine that's difficult to try to support the whole province. So I was able to join with him just this year and try to help carry that load. So I'm going to explain a little bit about, Daniel did title my talk, by the way. I had to ask him, what's really
Sure he did.
Sure he did. That's awesome. I loved it. And it was so convenient that it actually matched what I was going to talk about. So just going to give you a little bit of an overview of how this all fits in. How do you fit in to the bigger picture of Celebrate Recovery? So Celebrate Recovery, we are actually part of what's called Celebrate Recovery International, because Celebrate Recovery is an American program where it started at Saddleback Church in Southern California. And so they have their Celebrate Recovery in the U.S., and then there's an international director. His name is Richard. And he looks after everything outside of the United States. There are 40 countries that have Celebrate Recovery.
Wow.
Yeah, 40 countries. 29 languages. The material has been translated into 29 languages. So you are part of a really big thing.
Yeah.
Really big thing. Dwight and I, my husband and I, actually had the opportunity to go to Cambodia twice, a couple of years ago, twice in one 12-month period actually, to launch the program in Cambodia.
Wow.
And such a privilege to be a part, to be invited to do that, to go into Cambodian prisons and to work with Cambodian pastors supporting Prison Fellowship Cambodia. And to take, they were not pretty books, they were not pretty at all, photocopied, translated though into Khmer. So Khmer is the 29th language, that was the last version. And now they have Life's Healing Choices, they have the Leader's Guide, they have all the participant guides, all translated into Khmer. So, pretty exciting. It is so cool. So Gerald's in Medicine Hat, so he's kind of going to look after the southern part of the province. I'm going to look after the northern part of the province, and I think we're going to scoop Three Hills into what we call central and northern, because the Three Hills group has been coming to Celebrate Recovery at Crossroads. So we've kind of adopted them. They want to start a group. And so they've been coming and they've been doing the step study and they've been working with us as leadership teams, because part of what we want to do, like Daniel says, we'd love to see more and more groups all over the province. Right now, there's about 13 active groups in the province. So there's one in Lethbridge. I think I counted 13. Well, you guys can count these. It's wrong on the website, but anyway, there's one in Lethbridge. Medicine Hat is no longer on the website, but they're trying to restart. That's Gerald's group. They had to take a little break. But they are hoping to restart. I'm sure they will. Okotoks has a group. That's a pretty new group. Calvary actually has 3 churches. 3 churches that are running in Calvary, and that doesn't include a group that's trying to get started at the Mustard Seed in Calvary. Actually, one of the fellows who was up at our 10-year last night is working with Eastside Community Church to try to start them at the Mustard Seed. We have our 2 churches here in Red Deer, which is fabulous, and we'd love to see. It would be fabulous if we could go to to 5 or 6 meetings a week.
Yeah.
Some people need that, and it would be fabulous. And we are not in competition with one another, right? We are here to support one another. Edmonton has 2 churches currently running. Slave Lake has a church that's running. Grand Prairie has a church that's running CR. And Grand Prairie, this is their 25th year.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. They may be the oldest celebrate recovery in Canada. We're not sure about that. Deb's going to check that for us, but they certainly are the oldest celebrate recovery in Alberta. And you think about that, they started just a few years after Celebrate Recovery started at Saddleback Church, because it started at Saddleback Church in 1991.
Wow.
And so it would be 94 that they started in Grand Prairie. So stay tuned. We're hoping to share some information about if they're going to have any kind of a celebration. And just to let you guys know, it's encouraging, isn't it, to hear about the longevity of this program. And we hit 10 years, and we feel like, wow, we're happy with 10, but 25.
Wow.
Pastor Stu says, and you might have heard him say this, that we're going to run Celebrate Recovery until Jesus comes.
Yeah.
So we're not ever going to stop. Some potential groups that we're working with, Three Hills, like I mentioned, there's a small group there that are looking. They would be kind of a collection of a few different churches, which is a really neat model as well in a small community for some churches to gather together. And they obviously need a host church, because one of the important parts of Celebrate Recovery is that you come under the authority of a local church. That's a DNA issue. You have to be under a local church. So they are working on that. So you can pray for them. They would love to get going, and they are putting their leaders through step study right now. That's where they're at. Bonneville is a new group. Mike and I went to Bonneville last Saturday, actually, and talked to a group of leaders, kind of doing a bit of a kickoff or encouragement. I said they had about 30 people come out, and they had their first large group, their first general meeting night on Monday, and they had about 11 or 12 people come out. And again, that's a group of 4 churches that have banded together to operate out of one church in Bonneville. Yeah, it is. They're so excited. So keep them in your prayers as well. So they're starting with the general meeting night, which you guys talked about. There's the 3 doors. There's the large group, open share group, and the step study. So they're not going to get to step study for a while, which is normal. They're going to start with large group and open share group, and as they get people going through the program, eventually they'll add in the step studies. Lacombe is looking at starting a group. Yeah. At Burman University, the pastor there, Pastor Jeff Potts, if any of you know him, he's come out to our meetings, and he has a few people who have been through Celebrate Recovery at Crossroads, and they are very excited to maybe start something either at the university or through their church. It would fall under the authority of the church. But would that be cool to have a program running at Burman University? So they are just looking into doing the 90-day startup, which is putting leaders through the step studies to get them ready. St. Albert is looking to start a group. Yes. Interesting, I just found this out actually this week, that the pastor who started the group, was part of starting the group at Grand Prairie 25 years ago, is now a pastor at St. Albert Lions.
Wow.
And he wants to start a group at St. Albert Lions. So I think he's well equipped and would be really exciting to see that group. So I say all that so that you know just how big of a network that you are a part of. And also so that as you travel around the province, think about, where am I today, and is there an opportunity for me to pop in on a meeting?
Yeah.
Because it's a big encouragement, I'm sure, to them when someone comes from another Celebrate Recovery and joins their group.
Yeah.
And just like I'm sure you guys love it when someone comes from a different Celebrate Recovery.
Yeah.
I'm here from Lethbridge, and I'm in town for the day, and I just want to pop in at your meeting. It's Wow, that's
Just
great.
like having you today.
Because we're all family, right?
That's right.
And anything we can do to support one another and encourage one another, I think it's beneficial. We love it when you guys come to our meetings. Daniel's always welcome. David takes, he takes a little liberty with the mic once in a while. We invite him back. Yeah, it's all good. And we appreciated the card that some of you signed and brought over to our 10-year anniversary. That was nice, really nice. So thank you. So what do I do? What's my role as a CR representative? And I'm just figuring all this out. But I think my main role is really encouragement and guidance. So to encourage you, to encourage the other groups, and provide some guidance and direction. I know it was important for us when we got going. You have questions, you don't know, like, how does this work? Or what do I do when this happens? And you kind of want to, we got to run that question upstairs and see where's upstairs. Well, we went to our regional rep, which was the person who was there before Gerald, or we go to Deb. You don't want to always have to go to Saddleback Church for all your questions answers. Well, now you got me.
Yeah.
So you can call me. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I will run it upstairs and see if I can get an answer from somebody else. But, so that's one of the things that I'm here for, is to provide that guidance, to be a resource, whether you're just starting out or whether you guys have been running for a little while now, but stuff happens that you've never experienced before, right?
Yeah.
This is a really interesting ministry. And you go, wow, I don't know how to do this. What should we do next? What about new groups? How do you start new groups? Well, you can call us and call me, and we will figure it out. Some of the things that I need to do as a representative for you, and the first thing on the list is I need to stay in my own recovery. I am no good to you at all if I am not working on my own recovery all the time. So I have a sponsor, I have accountability partners, and I work on my own recovery. My husband just joined in. All right. The other thing, representative, that I'm accountable for doing is maintaining our model ministry, so that other groups can come. We can always say, come and see us at Celebrate Recovery at Crossroads if you want to see, how we do it. And we really try hard, very, very hard, to run a model ministry. So we pay a lot of attention. How do they do it at Saddleback? And then we try to model that. So we aren't making this up. We're trying to model it the way it was built, because it has years of traction. It's got years of success, and we're not here to modify the program or make it unique, make it our own. We're here to try as best we can with the resources that we have and the size that we are to model the program as close as possible to what they do at Saddleback, so that people can come visit us and see how the ministry works.
Amen.
Thank you. One of my jobs is to try to support, visit, and encourage other groups and leaders. So one of the things that Dwight and I are actually looking forward to very much is to try to get out and visit some of the other groups in the area, and to fit that into our schedules when we travel, and also to be deliberate and intentional about getting out to visit some of those places. And in this province, that's a challenge.
Yes.
We're spread out. Luckily, Dwight and I both have family in Edmonton area, so we've got good reason as well to try to make those good trips and visit family and visit some groups. One of the things that I need to do when I visit groups, especially new groups, is ensure that before they're listed on the website, and if you don't know, you guys are listed on the website. So your Canada website, you made the list, made the cut. Before they're listed there, I need to interview them. I need to make sure that they are actually following the program, so that when someone goes there, goes to the website, goes to that particular church, they know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
And as we talked about this morning, it's comfortable, it's safe, it's familiar, and so that's one of the things that I'll be doing. responding to inquiries, questions from various groups, and trying to stay current with all the new initiatives that Celebrate Recovery comes up with. They are on a roll, coming up with great new things, and we need to figure out what they are, how to incorporate them into our program so that we stay fresh and relevant and not stagnant.
Yeah.
So that's part of my role too as a representative. So I'm available to you guys. I'm close by. I'm here to help if I can, answer any questions. And I know we always say at our group, and I'm sure you do it too. You're welcome to go back and forth with both groups and be a part of both groups, because it's good to have more than one meeting to attend. So we really like to encourage that. So finally, I just want to encourage you all today. Encourage Daniel. You guys are so lucky to have Daniel. He's a great ministry lead.
Yeah.
And I hear good things about your team, but I know Daniel, and he is leading you well.
Yes.
And you can trust that he has this ministry really, really near and dear to his heart.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage you and just thank you for everything that you are doing for the people that walk in your door week after week. So thank you.